I'm a freight broker. Just like any other business that involves sales, I have to build and maintain relationships with customers or clients. And what do most people use, right? How do you stay in touch? How do you make sure that customers don't forget you? So of course you can do some kind of a mailing, you know, postcards on holidays and birthdays. You can take them to a golf club, right? If you play golf, very popular, where a producer invites, or sales consultant, or freight broker in my case, invites customers to a golf game. But I don't play golf. Or you can, if you have a closer relationship, you can take them hiking or go on a little tour, right? If you live in the same area, right? Because for a freight broker like me, I can have customers in Texas and I'm in Alberta, or I can have a customer shipping something from Quebec to Toronto, right? So that's not always possible. And then what else people do? People invite customers to let's say a tennis game, right? If you play tennis, the whole idea is to get to know the customer better and possibly find out what their hobbies are, right? That's the best way. You find out what's their hobbies are and what they like talking about when they're not working, and you talk about that, right? Or you ask questions about themselves, and you ask questions that you think people will enjoy answering. This is from all that book, by Dale Carnegie, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People. You use the person's name. You use the person's name a lot. You smile and you talk about the things they are interested in, not you, right? And so it's always good to know a hobby of your particular customer. But in my case, I didn't have that many customers yet, so I didn't get close to anyone. But what I want to do, since I'm a member of a gun club in downtown Calgary, I would love to find a customer that likes firearms, right? Because I'm licensed for non-registered, I'm licensed for non-restrictive firearms, and I have a rifle and a shotgun, actually 2 shotguns. So I have three pieces of hardware that I enjoy shooting, and I could bring guests to the gun club because they have licensed what they call them, officers, right? Like range officers that observe, and they have cameras everywhere, so to make sure everything is safe. But basically you're allowed to bring a guest, and they don't even have to be licensed. Like if you're licensed like me, I don't need the range officer present when I shoot, right? I don't need to hear a lecture on safety. But if you're not licensed, well, let's say I was shooting a restricted firearm, a pistol, a revolver, and I'm not licensed for that. That's a different type of license. So the officer had to give me like a 10-minute lecture, and then he had to be present there while I was shooting, right? And so the same thing applies when you bring guests. So they don't have to be licensed, and they can either use my gun, or they can rent any weapon from the gun club. Like the gun club has pistols, I don't think they have machine guns, but they have all kinds of weapons that I, for example, cannot even buy, but they as a club are allowed to have them, and they can rent them out. And I think when I tried this revolver, like a 45 Magnum revolver, honestly did not enjoy shooting it, because it was hard to control. Like it's so heavy, and the recoil is so bad, and then it's all manual, right? You have to move that thing, like I don't know. I did not enjoy it. But because I'm a full member, I said, how much do I pay? And they said, well, the actual use of the gun is free. We only charge you for the ammo. But of course they charge you for the ammo. Like it was 45 Magnum, I think they charge you like 2 times more than what you would pay if you were buying that ammo. And so they say they don't charge you for the gun, but they in fact they do. But they're saying all it costs is the cost of the ammo. But I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. You really leave all your stressful life behind, because all you can focus on is now how to keep the gun, you know, pushed into your shoulder, you know, and to control the recoil, because it's a pretty nifty experience. And so today I was shooting the rifle 6.5 Creedmoor, and I was shooting my Turkey M4, and that one with the slugs, and especially with the buckshot, like the recoil was really much worse than with the 6.5. But now what I did is I zeroed in, I adjusted my red dot properly, I think, at first at like 7 meters and then 25 meters. And so now I got some ammo. So next week or so, a couple of weeks, I might go to a public land zone and try to shoot, I don't know, 75 meters, 100 meters. I didn't do any long range shooting yet. I think the longest I did so far with a rifle was 75 meters. And even that feels pretty far, you know. Basically what I'm trying to achieve as a shooter is be realistic. Like, you know, what would happen in a real life scenario, right? When, let's say you're in a gunfight, you know, like at some, you know, armed conflict in a war, right? You're not going to be shooting 1,000 meters or 500 meters. Mostly it's probably below 300 meters, you know. It's like 100 meters, 200 meters, right? It's not that far. And so, unless of course you're like a, you know, fully decorated sniper, but I think 100 meters, that's more than enough for a beginner like me, because this is my second year, no, probably first year. I got my license in October last year. But anyway, so the topic of this video was how to build relationships with clients. And I think you know, shooting targets and gun club activity with your colleagues and friends, it's a very enjoyable experience and brings people together. I saw husbands bring their wives, and wives, actually women, for some reason they are better at shooting. I don't know, like and I saw they were shooting 9mm. I think it was some kind of a rifle, 9mm rifle, and everybody's smiling, you know, everybody's happy. Like I said, you know, once you enter there and they give you this little lecture what to do, what not to do, you forget all the griefs and tribulations you leave behind the door, you know. So it's super useful anti-stress exercise. So well, I just spent a couple of minutes here adjusting my scope. This is the second session. First time I came with no tools, like, because these are ridiculously difficult to use to adjust these. So that's elevation and windage, right? And so I brought the screwdriver and it fits perfectly. So to adjust the point of impact up, you turn this counterclockwise, and to adjust the windage, to move the point of impact to the right, you also go counterclockwise. So in my case I needed to raise it up and go left, so I was turning this counterclockwise and I was turning this to the right. And you see, at first I was aiming here, but I was hitting here, actually here. Then I adjusted windage, came here, and then here I was aiming in the middle and I was hitting here, like below and to the right. But now I adjusted, look, I was aiming here, I got here. I was aiming in the middle, pretty much there. Just now it's almost perfect. So I'm gonna shoot I just did what, like 10 cartridges of this what is it called? Beloit and Celia and Beloit from Czech Republic. Unfortunately, in my case, they don't work in a magazine, so I have to load them manually. So I just keep the magazine like this so that they don't fall down. But these bullets, something with about the neck, they don't want to feed from the magazine. I need more like expensive ammo works, but this one doesn't work. So let's just shoot some more, and then I have to bring in the shotgun. Pretty accurate now. I'm basically hitting where I'm aiming. I love this gun. Let it cool down a little bit. Wow, so at this distance, probably, I don't know, 7 meters. See, I was getting exactly like I was, well, I think I was aiming here in the middle, but I was aiming here, here. So now I'm gonna change the targets and go all the way to the end, which is 25 meters. Because basically next weekend, I think, I wanna go to the public land and try, over there we have anywhere between 75 meters and 250 meters. So I want to make sure that the gun is zeroed in. That the gun is zeroed in properly, you know, for longer distances, but this is the maximum I can do here. Okay, let's see what happens. I think it goes a bit too high. Okay, yeah, it too high because I was shooting. So this one I was shooting in the middle. I was aiming at the middle. This one I was aiming here, and this one I was aiming here. Okay, so we have to go down a little bit, right? So that means if counterclockwise goes up, then I need clockwise to go down. Just a couple of clicks, and then we'll see what happens. Wow. I think it's still pretty high. But at least this time, see, I was aiming in the middle. I got here. Before it was over there. Interesting. Okay, let's adjust more to the right. And for dessert, I'm shooting my most recent purchase, which is a Turkish copy of a M4 Benelli. So it's a semi-auto. I love this gun, but it heats up pretty fast. So this one just has a regular sights, but they're supposed to be, you can adjust them over here, but I find that it shoots pretty good, you know. Okay, let's get some yeah, I got some I'm not gonna shoot all of it because I already did 30 with the rifle. Basically, the blue ones I have here, these are slugs. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. And let's say after that we'll shoot 6 of these double O buckshot. And this is only the second time I'm shooting this. First time I was shooting, I discovered that it had a choke. Like this gun comes with a set of 3 chokes, and the one that was in there from the factory was second, like was not open, you know. And so I changed the choke to the basically full cylinder. Okay, if I can remember how to I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Let the fun begin. So it's 2 3/4 12 gauge. And the safety is over here. Wait, it's too low. Better. Doesn't want to shoot. What's going on? Doesn't like it when you put one in the chamber. Okay, I think now we should be good. Basically, yeah, it doesn't like it when you put put one in the chamber, you know. And that's it. Okay, safety is on. Put it there anyway. This is buckshot. I still have one more. Okay, empty. Safety on. Oh, now it doesn't heat up as bad as before, because now it's full open cylinder. All right, check this out. It's a total destruction, you know. And of course the recoil on this thing is worse than on my 6.5 Ruger. And so I used slugs and 00 buckshot. And actually it shoots pretty good. You don't have to aim very hard. So I think on this one, I'm gonna keep it the same way it came from the factory. I'm gonna use these sights because that red dot, you know, it's pretty easy to see. Yeah, this is good. So and it's very light gun. That's it for today, folks. I love this, you know, it just really allows you to forget about everything. It's such a nice, you know, stress reliever. So